Authorities are still investigating a bomb threat that was apparently called in Tuesday night to the Boston Children's Hospital. It has been the target of a harassment campaign from right-wing media, including libs of TikTok and others, for the fact that they provide gender-affirming care for trans youths. Now, we've warned that demonizing groups and individuals in this way, spreading conspiracy theories and misinformation about what they're doing could lead to violence. So now we have the bomb threat. And I want you to take a look at what right-wing media is doing after the bomb threat. Take a look at how InfoWars tried to spin it.
They're abusing children, and they're using the government in authoritarian, totalitarian ways. And we just sit here and take it because our Congress is so pathetic, our media is so pathetic, and quite frankly, the average American person is so pathetic. Sad truths. Sad truths. So they set themselves up at the victim. Bomb threat at Boston Children's Hospital was false alarm, police say. Oh, you don't say. They probably bomb threat themselves. Probably one of those liberal doctors that chops little kids' weenies off and chops little girls' breasts off. Probably one of those doctors that called in a fake bomb threat to say, see, I'm the victim. Now bring in more kids for me to slaughter. Bring in more kids for me to chop up. Bring in more kids for me to slice and dice. I'm a liberal, and I'm here to slaughter your baby.
Okay, apparently he's jealous of Alex Jones, not only for his on-screen presence, but also the fact that he's facing multi-hundred-million-dollar lawsuits. Don't worry, buddy, you'll get there. There was violent threats based on this misinformation. They deny that it's true while also reinforcing that you should want these people to die. You double down on the misinformation, you demonize. This is how stochastic terrorism actually works. And when it happens, whether at the threat level or eventually if they do bomb one of these hospitals, you will always have these commentators waiting in the wings to tell everyone that don't worry, it's not our side. They're probably killing themselves is what happened. But it isn't just InfoWars, by the way. Take a look at Tucker Carlson last night on Fox News.
So we brought you this saga of libs of TikTok, one of the most informative accounts on Twitter. And because it is so informative, it keeps getting banned. Libs of TikTok just proved that physicians are in fact castrating young people, minors, for no legitimate purpose whatsoever.
Okay, so informative. No, they're lying about what's actually happening at these hospitals. They're being banned because they're spreading willful misinformation repeatedly in violation of the publicly available terms of service on these platforms. But again, that's what he had to say yesterday. So in the same way that they continued to demonize the FBI after a psycho tried to murder FBI agents in Cincinnati, they follow up a bomb threat that libs of TikTok certainly helped inspire by doubling down and saying that day, yes, they're doing all of the things that the bomber wanted to stop. And so next time, Ben, is it gonna succeed? Is it just gonna be a threat or is it gonna be a real bomb? And if it does, what is Tucker Carlson gonna talk about in his show that night?
My God, he will immediately do the one monologue where he disavows any blame, where he says, that was a misinterpretation of my word to claim possibly that we were at all encouraging this as a lie. It's a left-wing liberal lie, when he was directly encouraging all of this animus towards people that are just providing medical care. It's a complete lie. This hospital does not provide any sort of hormone therapies. It does not provide any surgeries to anybody who's under 18. They literally do not do that. They just provide them counseling. They provide them medical appointments. They help just to guide them along their difficult journey through something that they are working through as young children. It is just a lie. It's a talking point. They don't have any legitimate things to run on or stand for. They have no policy positions they push forward. They just try to find wedge issues and they pretend that these things are real. They're living in fantasy land.
Yeah, and they're living. They're creating a fantasy land. The people saying it, I don't know if they believe it. Tucker Carlson doesn't believe any of the stuff he's saying. The dude from InfoWars, does he? I don't know. He seems crazy and he seems dumb. He probably believes some of it, but they're working in lockstep. Whether they're establishment right-wing media news like Fox News, or if it's InfoWars, which likes to fancy itself being outsiders, they're doing the exact same thing. They have created a satanic panic from whole cloth, making up a new villain for right-wingers to focus on. And why? Why would you spin insane theories of doctors being desperate to find kids to cut up? Well, because if you're a right winger and you're focusing on that, you're not focusing on the wealthy, you're not focusing on corporations, you're not focusing on the hundreds of billions of dollars that they stole from us during the pandemic. You're not focusing on all the ways that they're getting away with economic murder. You're instead focused on a doctor in Boston or an elementary school teacher in Missouri or whatever. It can be anyone and it will be someone new every day. They'll keep it interesting, they'll mix it up, and they'll keep you frothing at the mouth, because as long as you're doing that, you're not questioning why you keep falling farther and farther behind economically. That's what they're doing, and they're doing it together.
That is so true. It's exactly right. They either create issues out of thin air that don't exist based on the tiny, like a kernel of something they heard that they now make the agenda of a hospital that is not true, or they'll say CRT and in reality they're talking about, like, in one math word problem in one textbook they mentioned that there's a transgender person on a train going 60 miles an hour. They're indoctrinating our children. They're trying to hypnotize and brainwash and take away all gender. They're literally just trying to occasionally make people feel seen. Occasionally, they're just trying to occasionally mention the wrongs that our country has inflicted upon groups of people so that maybe we can stop that. That's all they're doing. No one's slicing, no one's dicing, and no better evidence than seeing Tucker Carlson texting every day with Alex Jones. You say this, I'll say that.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.